Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans from around the world, welcome to the podcast that brings you close to the action. The biggest MMA stories, the hardest punches in boxing, and anything wild that happens in 4 to 8-sided ring. Shit, so much different without my head. From knockouts to controversies and everything in between, we're talking about it. Broadcasting live every Thursday night at 10:30 p.m. My name is Brian. I'll be tonight's referee. In tonight's corners, we have Steve.
I'm going to do some Ronda Rousey punch. Some crappy punches.
And we got Pat.
I'll show you the Ronda.
That's it. It's so crappy. Whoa, whoa.
Whoa. Am I left? Am I right? You don't know.
Now let's get ready to check in ringside. Oh, man. Wait. Did we get the bell? Did you get the bell?
I heard it.
Yeah.
I heard it? Okay, good. All right, guys. Welcome to Checkin Ringside.
What's up,
I don't know
everybody?
if you guys spilled over from the hockey podcast, but welcome, guys. Welcome. All right. Where's our topics tonight? All right. So let's start off with tonight's topics. First topic tonight is the boogeyman is dead. Did the loss expose real flaws in Chimaev's game, or was it just one bad night against the right opponent? For years, Khamzat Chimaev carried the untouchable boogeyman aura, the guy nobody wanted to face. But after losing the title at UFC 328, the myth may finally be shattered. So here's the question. Was Strickland the perfect counter to Chimaev's style, or did he finally show us who Khamzat really is when the pressure's on? So take it away, Pat.
I don't know. You guys saw the fight, right?
Yeah.
It was a pretty interesting fight. So let's go into that fight. We talked about it last week. We had all our predictions. Everybody kind of they kind of drilled in thinking Khamzat is the guy. He's the boogeyman. He's the threat to the division. He did it to the welterweights. He moved up to the middleweight division. He cleaned through everybody, and he's just the boogeyman of the middleweights at 185. The one thing that worried me was going into fight week, we saw that he was losing a lot of weight. He had to lose a lot of weight to cut down. This guy's walking at 200 plus pounds.
Chimaev?
Yeah. So to cut down to 185, I read somewhere that he cut nearly 45 pounds for that fight.
Crazy.
So it's a huge weight cut for this fight. That in its own already comes with problems. Not talking about any other factors. So you got to take that into factor. Take it into play that how weak was he? How was he at 100% going into the ring? I don't think Chimaev was 100% going into that.
He was pretty grumpy on stage when he was
Tired, man.
Yeah.
Just you see it. You're just drained. So he had problems making weight. We're gonna talk about the whole scale later. But what's true is that he had to stop the weight cut for an hour and a half because his body just shut down. That's how close he came to shutting down.
What is the weight? It's
185. He has to make 185. Yeah, exactly. That's the middleweight cut. And so it was dangerous for him. That's how close he was. And apparently up until 15 minutes until, when the time is up, he made it apparently 185. So it's kind of scary knowing that, you had to drop down that much. And I don't think the guy's standing there at 100% with that energy. So going in, Chimaev's strategy, he's a wrestler, right? So we expected it. He was going to take him down. He was going to charge him right from the get-go. Chimaev does that to everybody. You had the other screen up. Oh, the cheat sheets is there. Sorry. No, that's it. So if you look at all his past, he's taken. There's a few decisions against Kamaru Usman, and Kamaru was actually the only guy who could stop his wrestling game, but Kamaru just didn't have the punch power to take him down. He didn't have that defensive tactic that Sean Strickland has. Sean is known for that job. Now that you guys saw the fight, you see how unique he is in his style of just standing there, clinched, protecting, and just constantly putting pressure. The key in this fight is that Chimaev is a wrestler. He doesn't care about stand-up game. He wants to charge you like a bull. He wants to take you down, and he wants to manhandle you with his arms, his legs, his power, just overcome you with his grappling power. The only defense to that is to not get taken down. Unfortunately, Sean got taken down in the first 15 seconds of the first round.
But he survived.
15 seconds. He survived. He survived it, and it didn't look good. We knew that after the first round, Chimaev had that first round. by points, just by the takedowns and etc. At what cost did it come, though? That's what we didn't know at the time. At the end of the first round, we didn't know what cost that came at for Chimaev to grapple at that level with his fatigue going into that fight. We saw it in the second round. It stopped. No more wrestling game. He stopped. Sean had the second round. He got points on that second round, so right now we were at 1 round apiece. The third round, again, no take. There was a few takedowns. He took him down.
There was other takedowns.
There were other takedowns in the third round. He did take him down, but it wasn't controlled takedowns. So he's getting points. He's getting the win of the round because he got more takedowns and Sean didn't knock him down or didn't, he's not getting points on the other end. But Sean just had to stay in the match. That's all he had to do. Run out his cardio, run out the fatigue. And that's what happened, is that the third round for me was the teeter-totter round where we didn't know who was going to take it. The fourth round was Chimaev's. Mm-hmm. He had a few takedowns in that round. Sean had troubles. Again, didn't get taken out. The fifth round now we're going into the fifth round and I'm thinking, okay, they're 2 rounds apiece. Mm-hmm. Whose round is this going to be? Sean just had to survive it, and that's what he did. He survived that round, and I'm going to give him the fifth round, and that's what the judges did too. And it was unanimous. I think the judges were 30-27 for Sean in all 3, and with good reason. Sean exposed the boogeyman. He showed him that if you can stick in it and defend his wrestling, you got a chance, because he's not that powerful now. Again, it's the fatigue. I don't know how much that's a factor because we can talk about it later. I don't think he has any business being in this division. Hamzat. He's become too big. He's size. It's too much of a struggle for him to drop 45 pounds when he can just stay at the 205 division and he'll cut like 10 pounds and fight fighters there. Now, in the other sense, he's not going to be able to master them like puppets at 205. He's not gonna grapple Paulo Costa or Magomedov like a puppet. Not at 205. You're not doing that. These are guys like, imagine, I'll give you an idea. Alex Pereira used to be at 205 when he was at the light heavyweight. These guys, John Jones used to be light heavyweight. This is just one step before going to the heavyweights where we see, our boys Hockett and Derek and all these guys, the big boys. So you're not that far. So just to give you an idea, Chimaev is walking around huge. To cut down to 185 is dangerous, but he's the champion. What are you going to do? Sean is number 1. You got to defend the title. You got to do what you got to do. I think he had doubts going into that fight.
I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
This might be like a noob question, and maybe people already know the answer, but those little jabs that Strickland was doing, no matter what kind of punch it is, it still counts as a point.
It's counted as a significant strike.
It's because all he was doing is just doing these little weak jabs, and it was scoring up his points a lot. And is that those are valid points? Like, even though if it's just like those, because he was constantly going like this, just hitting him, those little jabs,
You're keeping that distance. That's it.
I know, but each of those jabs count as a point.
It counts as a significant strike.
So that's why he had so many points. That's why like.
If let's say, so you're looking at a certain round, any round, and he's jabbing and Chimaev has 0 takedowns, well then Sean is the better man because he had more action.
A takedown's worth a lot. How much? Like, do you know how much a
takedown? You have to also have control. You can't just push the guy on the ground and the guy gets back up and that's a takedown. Maybe it's a knockdown, but if the guy tripped, then it's not considered a knockdown. It depends on how the guy went down and if there was control on the fighter. If you take him down and the fighter gets back up, it's not considered a takedown because you attempted a takedown. It'll go down as an attempt, but it's not a successful takedown.
So I could be wrong, but I just found Strickland was just doing these little weak jabs constantly just making contact, but it was really not doing anything. It was not really doing any damage, but yet he was getting scoring all these points. It's like Mario Brothers when he hit that block that gives like 100 coins. It was just like ding, 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 and he was racking up points. Isn't that like a little misleading? Like when you're counting the points, like, oh, Strickland got a lot of punches, but They were weak. They're like taps. They're just like little taps.
I agree. It depends the way you look at it. I mean, the judges are looking at the significant strikes, but in this case, in this fight, you're overlooked also by the takedown. So you're giving those strikes, but if Chimaev, and it did happen, Chimaev will just take him down and hold him down for 30 seconds, a minute and a half. Those are takedowns. So now his significant strikes, he lost the round. He could have had 50 more strikes in that round, but because Chimaev had him on the ground for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, he wins the round.
Like you said, Chimaev only did that in the first round and maybe a bit in the later on, but mostly they were standing most of the...
Yeah, they stood for most. You saw that Chimaev knew he couldn't spend 5 minutes each round attempting
on the floor,
and reattempting. It takes a lot of gas to wrestle someone. And especially a guy like Strickland, who's got strong legs, a good center balance. To take him down is one thing. To hold the bear down is another. And so if you go back up in the first round and you have to attempt it again, you got less juice. And the third time you got less juice. That changes your game plan. Your psyche changes in the second round.
He ended up on top a few times.
He did.
He
did.
He switched it up, yeah.
Yeah, like that. There goes the game, pretty much.
That's it.
Right there. Like, when was it the second round that started happening? Yeah. So,
and even Chimaev was striking second round, but you saw his striking was less effective. He wasn't sure. You say those little jabs, but look at his face. Look at Chimaev's face. I mean, that was all straight jabs. There was no uppercuts or strong. Like I didn't see any. Strong,
was there any? I don't remember any big hits.
There was no big hits that took Chimaev down. No.
Yeah, I just want to quickly. Well, is that it for? I just want to quickly find like a clip of just constant little jabs, and yeah, that's when he took it down.
Man, that's a scary situation to be in when the guy's on your back. But Sean is so good at controlling this. And if you ever notice, Sean is never standing directly in front of the fighter. He stands outside the pocket, either on the left or on the right. So he's not eagle-eyed,
he's always
face up.
He's always off.
He's always off. So it forces the fighter to shoot off angle. And because Sean's outside of the pocket, he catches him on the side. That's one of his strategies, Sean, that his stance is outside of the center pocket.
He
broke his nose. Yeah. Oh, man, you saw it. Physically, he was done. Mentally, he was done. To really answer that question of yours, Brian, it doesn't take anything away from Chimaev. He's still dangerous. It's just he's exposed. He got exposed. And Sean Strickland exposed his weakness, and he just needs to adapt to that. I don't think it's the end for Chimaev. I don't think Chimaev is going to even confirm that he's not going to come back to 185. It's done. That confirmed it for him that he can't risk his health doing that. And probably the best move for him.
So, do you agree with the decision? Like Strickland won that fight? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, and he definitely exposed his game.
Okay, we want to move on?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. All right, next. One-arm bandit. Does fighting under those conditions make Strickland even tougher, or was stepping into the cage too risky? Just 4 days before the fight, Sean Strickland reportedly suffered a grade 1 AC joint separation and skipped warming up backstage out of fear his shoulder would pop out. So does that injury become the excuse for Strickland if he had lost, or does it make this win even more impressive?
4 days before the fight, he was fighting Johnny Eblem, a PFL champion, and it's one of his sparring partners. And basically, Johnny Eblem, they were practicing wrestling takedowns, exactly what Chimaev does. And I forget the gym that they were in, but Sean was complaining that if you notice, like in the picture that we see up on the screen, there's padding in the cage. His cage didn't have padding, and when he got taken back into the wall, they were rushed. He hit his shoulder, and that's where it popped out.
Ouch.
So practicing exactly what he was expected, this is what happened. That scared him. He was kind of like, okay, we can't practice. It popped out, and he's a striker. Sean Strickland. So he's always using his arms for popping and popping and popping. And he was worried that if he does that in warm-up, because they do that in the locker room before the fight, he would pop it right out. That's what he said.
So he didn't even get to warm up, though?
He didn't even. No, think of that mindset of being in the locker room and you're like, I don't even know if my arm's going to pop out if I use it, but I got to head to the ring now. Like, you don't even cancel the fight. You can't. You just head to the ring and you're like, let's hope it stays in.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Are you, like, I don't know what the contract, are you obligated to tell them, like, you're injured, or no? I guess you don't have to. I guess it's at your own risk.
It's a good question. And the first example that comes to my mind is Michael Bisping, who won a championship belt with one eye. Because he never told the doctors that he had gone blind in one eye. And
he has like a glass eye or something? Or
yeah, he has a glass eye.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he has a fake eye. Yeah. He actually has a fake eye now, because now he got it changed and he retired and got it fixed up and stuff. But he didn't tell anybody, and when he went into this championship fight, he won it with only one eye.
Wow.
And that's insane. That tells you what kind of champion Michael Bisping is, because one eye is, you have no depth, you have no angle, you have no distance, you have.
That's true.
Very difficult. So guys who go into the fights with injuries, I mean, we see it in hockey and stuff, but this is a battle. This is one-on-one. This is something. Stepping in the cage, when you hear that door close, that feeling of like, you see those 80 policemen that were in the cage prior to the start of this fight. All the officials, the commission, everybody's there to protect, because they thought, someone was going to drop a bomb, and then everybody disappeared, and that feeling of like, holy shit. That's it. The gates are closed. Now they go at it like dogs. That's a pretty cool feeling, and then I can't imagine what goes through a fighter's mind, especially if you're injured going into a fight.
So what does that say about Chimaev now? Like, an injured guy beat him, like, it's not going to be good for your...
It would have happened, right? It would have. Let's say he would have lost. The story would have been like, oh, did Sean lose the fight because he was weak? I mean, people will always tell the tale around championship fights, especially because there's so much buildup on that any little story can be a tiniest factor. But today we're looking at it in a different tale, where he didn't win the fight, Chimaev, and he lost his championship belt to a guy that was clearly injured going into the fight with arm problems. I don't know about you guys, but that's a warrior to me.
Yeah.
It is very impressive. If he actually, it was his shoulder that popped out, you're saying?
Yeah, it popped up. Yeah,
it's impressive, man. And he still went through it, and he
it's a huge risk. You could end your career doing something like that. What if you damage it even more?
Like, especially that Chimaev, like you say, he goes to the floor. So imagine you put him in an arm lock or something.
That's right. You're done. Oh, you're done. I don't know, man. I don't know. I find that just that alone, on top of beating Chimaev, it adds this additional layer of toughness to Sean Strickland, something I've never seen before. I always had my thoughts on Sean. Like, I never doubted him. He's always been a grueling fighter. He beat Israel. He's not someone to be taken lightly. He's taken down a champ before.
This is his first championship he's won.
His second.
So he lost it before?
He lost
it.
So
who did he lose?
He lost to
Duplessis.
Duplessis. That's it.
Yeah.
He lost it to Duplessis. That's right. Duplessis had beat him, which is, again, how did Duplessis beat Strickland? Now that you've seen Strickland fight the boogeyman and beat the boogeyman, can you believe that DDP beat Strickland? And yet DDP had a hard time against Chimaev, because DDP is kind of like Strickland. You're talking about the jabs. He's shorter. He's big, but he's a bit shorter than Sean Strickland, and he comes into your face with these flying high strikes, just right, pops you up. It reminds me a lot of Strickland. So Strickland was getting beat up on that end. He didn't get that. He didn't face that against Chimaev. He just had to take care of his ground game.
But do you consider him a knockout artist? Like, I see a lot of split decisions over
Who's
here.
this? For Sean Strickland?
Yeah, Strickland. Yeah, is he a knockout guy or?
Not really. I've never really seen Strickland like knock out.
Well, his last fight, Hernandez, was a TKO.
Yeah,
but from what I see, it's all
Yeah.
split decisions, unanimous decision. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a very he's a cautious fighter. He doesn't take big risks. Let's put it that way. He's not a big risk fighter. He's very cautious. He plays his defense game. so strong that you have to penetrate it if you want to have a chance against him. So he's all defense up front while he's in his Philly stance, offset. It's just his game plan, a very unique game plan that we don't see with other fighters, and it's refreshing because like you see a guy like Chimaev get exposed that no other fighter could have exposed him like that. Not even DDP exposed him like that.
Don't you find like wrestling a little boring out of the MMA?
It is. It is. It's that ground. It's that.
Sometimes it lasts a little too long, and it does get a little boring when it lasts a long time on the floor. And especially when they're both tired, so they're just like they're just waiting there.
It's wrestling is so technical.
Yeah.
It really is. Like when you watch just wrestling, like if you were to watch RAF, you know, like we're talking about RAF of how they're just wrestling. That's interesting to watch because it's very technical. It runs on points on the mat and taking them out of the circle, getting your back on the floor, stuff like that. So there's points everywhere in a lot of different aspects.
It's crazy about wrestling. Sometimes you start like at a disadvantage, right? You have to, you have to get on your knees and the guy goes on top of you and then go. And then you.
But that's what's fun about it is that, and you know what? I think in the UFC they should do that. You know that? They should have fighters start on their back. If you finish the round,
a penalty or something?
If you finish the round and you're on your back and you have a guy on your back, why aren't you starting the round?
Oh, is that how it works in wrestling? Like when the round you start on, I thought it was like penalties.
I don't know about wrestling, but I think in MMA it should be like that because you shouldn't be saved by the bell. A lot of fighters say there shouldn't even be bells. It should just be 1 round, 25 minutes
until it ends.
Khabib has said that. A few other fighters have said that. I'm not 100% on that because I think a fighter needs a break. Even boxers get breaks after
especially
2 minutes.
Blood on their face and a little cleanup.
You need a reset. But that's what makes a fighter, a winner, because he's able to outperform the other fighter under the same circumstances. That's what makes him. Whereas we don't, we could have talked about the Van fight where one guy looks more beat up, but if it were no breaks in between, maybe the other guy would have won. Maybe it's
right.
That's why I think when some guys are on the ground, I've seen them win because of that end of the round. They got lucky by the bell. Now they stand up. They start the second round. Poof, knockout.
But then there would be no decisions.
No, it wouldn't be a decision.
It was just last man standing.
That's it. Last man standing. That's it.
Got it. Let's see, we got Barbie and Mary Jane. Oh, we got some ladies tonight.
Hey, what's up, Mary Jane?
Barbie says hi. Hey. Mary Jane says hi.
What's up, Barbie? Barbie love.
Thanks for showing up. Usually it's just men over here.
We could use the ladies.
Anything?
It's our lucky night tonight, guys.
It's ladies' night. Anything else about Strickland?
No, man. It's not easy.
Is this like his, in your opinion, his best fight? Was it, or
I think it's one of his most standout fights, along with Israel. When he beat Israel for the belt, we can not look at that fight. But Chimaev has this aura. He comes with this name, this fierceness of the boogeyman of just taken everywhere and out of the division. Not like Israel did. He manhandles people out of the division. He just, because of his wrestling game. Israel was a kickboxer. Two different fights. We're looking at two different fights. But I mean, both have their ups, both have their downs. I think kickboxing has its weakness. Israel got exposed by Pereira, and that's what's fun about MMA is that just when you think the guy has it all, gets exposed by someone else. Ronda Rousey had her claim to fame, and she got exposed quickly. But we can't discredit her because she brought a lot to the MMA world for women.
Right.
A lot. She not just a lot. She brought the MMA world for women.
Right.
She created it. She created that way.
If you're digging the conversation, don't forget to subscribe and drop us a like. Hit us up with comments. We're live every Thursday at 10:30 p.m. Thank you. Steve, do you want to say something?
I mean, I'm just happy that Strickland won because you know what? I like these type of
underdogs.
Fighters that are like straight up fucking pound you. I like Hoka, man. I really like him.
I love that. I love the grit that guy has. I love both of them. I find they're very similar, Hockett and Strickland, because they come in with this no fear. They're like, I don't care what people say about him and the boogeyman and this and that. I'm my game. You got to figure me out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bring your game, but people haven't figured Sean Strickland out. Maybe DDP's figured him out. That's it. And even at that, give him another chance. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
I think Sean would be a different fighter because Sean learns.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
learned. Ever since his loss, fighter loses a belt especially, he's got to come back. He's got to go back to the drawing board. He's got to figure it out. And a lot of the time, these fighters never succeed. Not as quickly. They don't come back as quickly. It takes them a few fights. Sean just has won every fight ever since the DDP fight until this deserved. It was well deserved.
I was trying to find was it this one? I think it's no secret that Strickland's a bit like on the MAGA, or he's very political, or he says like things off his mind. I think a reporter asked him about maybe you should like watch what you say, that you're scaring away your sponsors, you would get other sponsors. And he's like, fuck Nike. He's like, fuck those guys. They make kids make their shoes. Fuck them. He's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about those guys. I think it was
that stock has tanked like crazy, by the way.
The Nike stock? Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Was it this one?
He's so real though, Strickland. He doesn't give a shit.
You know what it is, dude? We live in a
Yes,
world
seriously?
right now where we're being like forced to conform to ideologies and and say, you know what, man, I love freedom of speech. Draw any picture of Muhammad you want. Like, they don't do that. They come here and they actively try to change their country to our country. They try to change it to their country that they left that fucking sucks. And it's just a damn shame that we have these fucking liberals that keep promoting that idea. If you want to go have Sharia law and you want to go cover up your wife and put her on a fucking towel and a blanket, go back to your
Yeah, so he says this stuff, but then after the fight, he's like, oh, guys, I didn't mean what I said. But
shitty fucking
He
country.
does that.
We're not doing this shit.
He has a lot of regret in what he says. It's not the first time he'll do like he'll say shit like this. That's why now I'm starting to catch on. I bought into it last week, and now I'm catching on to that. Even when you get religion involved, which you shouldn't, it's all a joke. There's no seriousness in this, and I'm glad that Kamzat kind of took it well, because usually these guys don't take that religion shit very well. We saw with Khabib and Conor, when Conor shit on his dad and his religion, Khabib was
sorry,
like,
who?
Khabib, no,
Conor McGregor did that?
yeah, he did it with Khabib before their fight, their famous fight, and he basically shit, on his religion and all that, and that was like, Khabib was like, that's a big no-no. You don't, like, I'll kill you for that. Wanted to tear him apart.
Yeah.
He told him in the ring, like, I think he's like, where's your God now? He's just, as he's punching him, and just like, what do you have to say now? Pop, pop. Just
He destroyed him.
oh man, that is the ultimate hatred. That will never be WWE, the hatred that Khabib and Conor. That was pure, 100% pure. And even today, you put those two in a room and it will be the same outcome. You cannot.
Yeah, this is the one I.
think it was
Oh, shit. This is the one I was.
Suggested you cool down the rhetoric, and there might be more opportunity, especially if you're a champion.
I don't give a fuck. If Nike wants to come, give me a fucking. I'm gonna fuck Nike. You want to come, give me a logo as you go. Use little Chinese kids and make fucking shoes. Like, fuck these major companies. You don't want to sponsor me? Go fuck yourself. You're actually the problem, dude. Your DI initiatives. Like, I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't need to be a rich man.
You can't disagree with him.
This is what I love about him. He's true.
An extra $1 million. Well, I don't give a fuck, dude.
He's not
Keep
fake.
Your money, you fucking corporate scumbags.
Love it.
I love Sean.
All right. So next topic. Let's move on. All right. Is moving up the right reset for Chimaev, or is this a sign he's mentally done at this current division? Fresh off his biggest loss, Khamzat Chimaev is already discussing a weight class move, sparking speculation that his run at the top might be done. And that's the tell right there. Do fighters move up to reset and rebuild, or is jumping ship the clearest sign someone's mentally checked out? So did he ever fight at this high up? higher weight class?
No. Fought welter and middleweight. I've never seen him fight at the light heavyweight.
So
Those
we-
are not as.
What do you think? He's just trying to get a new challenge, or he's trying to jump ship? Like he's
Well,
trying to check out from this weight class. So
It's funny because guys usually move up because of dominance.
right,
They dominate their division. That's what Alex did. He did it with 2 divisions. He did it with the middleweight, the 185. Got a little bigger. He went and won the belt in the 205, the light heavyweight. He mastered that one, gave up the belt, and he says, "You know what? I'm moving."
but
up
he
to heavyweight."
moved when he won the belt. Like
Yeah,
he was the
yeah.
champion, and he moved.
He cleared everyone in the middleweight, the
Right.
185s. He steamrolled them all. He got the belt. Cool. He went and become double champ at the same time holding the belt at the middleweight level. And now at the lightweight level, he was like, "No, I'm gonna give up my belt. I'm gonna move up to heavyweight and give it to someone else." So he's just been stepping down his belt, giving it down.
What do you think is the strategy? Or not strategy, but what's going in Chimaev's head to do this? Is he because he's lost? He goes, "Fuck this division. Let me try something else." Like
I think he's realized that his size can't. He doesn't belong in the 185.
so you're saying he's too big?
Yeah.
For that class.
I think he's just naturally too big. He's walking around way too big.
He wasn't that much bigger than Strickland. Like they're
like
both tall.
those larger ladies you see in the clubs with the tight dresses that think that the dresses look good on them, but don't. Yeah, he's a little bit too big for the division. he
Yeah.
needs to get into looser clothes.
And how do you think he'll do in a higher division?
I said it a little bit before. He should be taken dangerously. He's a dangerous guy. He's an elite wrestler. Elite, if not the best wrestler of all UFC.
But he struggled with a guy who doesn't usually wrestle. So
Because his game plan is to come out charging. Chimaev, every fight, first round, first seconds, he comes out charging. He puts on the pressure, tires you down, and once he gets you on your back and he takes you down, supposedly you're supposed to be the one that gets tired because you're spending 5 minutes. This guy's on my back. He's gonna choke me. He's not doing this. So he's tiring you out, and rinse repeat every round until he just finds his way in. Sean was too strong on the ground. If you noticed, the few times that he had him on the ground, it wasn't a threat. I think maybe once in the first round, I actually maybe saw a threat. I was scared.
yeah.
The arm came close behind. But Sean was just calm and composed. And it's
But
like...
Sean wasn't trying to fight him on the floor. He was just trying to
No,
survive. He was just trying to
survive.
hold him.
The ground
make
is
him
not
tire
as
out.
Yeah. You don't want to fight him on the floor because you're going to make a mistake. If you move, you zig one way and you zag the other, your arm's in the wrong place, you're done. You always have to keep your hands in the right spots. Keep your hands on his hands. Control his hands. Control his wrists. If you ever notice, they're always holding wrists because if you can't control your opponent's hands, you're done. You don't know where he's going to put him. An anaconda on your back.
Do you think he's going to do well, or you think it's a bad move? You think he should stick around in his current? Oh no, but you said he's too big for this class.
He's done. He said it. He's going to move up. I think he's going to do well. I don't think it's going to come as easy because the guys are bigger and they're naturally bigger. You've got guys like Paulo Costa, huge beast. Got the champion Carlos Olberg. Guy's got legs the size of tree trunks. Like, how are you going to hold this guy down?
And how does it work when you change class? Like, you have to start away from the bottom, or do you get do they give you?
You got to get
opportunity?
ranked. You got to get ranked. Yeah.
You got to start from the bottom.
Pretty much. Yeah, because you can't come in and be like, I'm a 6 rank. I'm better
Like
than...
Alex Pereira started from the bottom, or he right away got some.
So we've talked about this, right? The UFC is not an official commission.
Yeah,
The UFC
exactly.
has their own ranking system.
Right.
And ultimately, the UFC is not obligated to go by their ranking system. It's not like number 1 has to face number 2. No, he can't face
Got
number
it.
3. He has to face number 2 no matter what. It's not like that. So I think what happens is that he comes in and they fight him a best fit fighter, whether he's ranked 14 or 10. They'll matchmake. and they'll matchmake. And usually the
In
matchmakers are
terms
very
of
good.
what brings in
The
the
most
crowd.
money,
Yeah.
what brings in the crowd, and what is and you got to think not only making money for Alex Pereira or for Chimaev or just for the UFC. It's what makes money for everybody. Like what brings in the crowd, like his opponent. You don't want to kill that opponent too, because then you're going to kill people in the division. You don't want Chimaev to come in and just steamroll through everybody. That's going to suck. Because now, once he goes up, then what does everybody else do? Oh, now we're all going to be second best champions. Oh, that's
Right.
about. We've seen that, and that's not good. That's why guys like Alex Pereira are like, okay, I'm done. You saw me. I'm not coming back. Go have fun. I shouldn't have done that. It's almost like I proved my point. I'm out. I am too big. Like the guy was fighting at 185, Alex Pereira. Have you seen him the way he's looking now? I see him standing now, and I'm like, how the fuck? How did you weigh under 200 pounds? The he looks 270. Jacked 270. Like it doesn't make sense how much weight he's put on in this past year and a half. It's insane.
Really?
Insane. So it's good. I think he's gonna have a good time. He's gonna move up. Yeah, there's a
Huge.
risk.
He's legit. He's fucking huge.
Ah man, you gotta find one recently. Sean O'Malley. I should have put it in the assets. He said this week, he was like, has anyone ever seen Alex Pereira's fucking ass? He's got a bigger ass than my wife.
Oh,
He is oh man, you gotta
No,
you gotta find
dude,
one.
Alex Pereira and Donald Trump.
Is that real? That's not real. Expectation.
No.
Donald Trump was like, oh, these are big hands.
So the one in the smoke,
The smoke.
right neck, go low to your left. No,
This one.
right there. So that one was from the White House card. That gives you an idea. Just look at his arms, how thick they are. His forearms. That is compared to like oh man, he's got to be standing 250, 260.
He's massive now. 242. This is when he was small.
242. Yeah.
205, 230. So what do you picture Chimaev being at? Like 200, 225? Like we're
He's gonna fight at I think he walks naturally around 220, 230. So like he lost 45 pounds for this fight. So he was what, 230, 225,
so
230.
naturally he's like 230.
Yeah, he's there, and then you see that is still too high for a 205. So he still has to cut weight.
So 230 is a heavyweight already?
225, I think, is the heavyweight.
Is that heavyweight?
Yeah, as a 225. Yeah.
There's a lot of good fighters in that.
Yeah, there is. Well, it gets exciting. It's a total different thing. You know, we were talking about how the Mighty Mouse division, it's a different game. They're tiny, they're cut, but it's quick striking. Whereas now you get up into this other grade where the middleweights aren't fighting like the light heavyweights. They're more stand up. They're big guys. Alex Pereira, when he was standing there, no one's wrestling. It's leg kicks. It's these big strikers, these big tall guys. Carlos Olberg, Paulo Costa. These are all stand up guys. So Chimaev is gonna have to have his run in with a few guys. It's not gonna be easy at all. I don't think he's gonna ragdoll these guys like he was used to in the other divisions. I'm gonna be
You're
curious
saying
to see this.
usually the heavier the guys, they don't really go to the floor that much? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's just the way that the guys are in the light heavyweight division. They're not wrestling guys. They're not wrestlers. The wrestlers that we see
Brawlers.
are the Chimaev. They're more the stand-up brawlers. Like especially in the heavyweights, that's even more. Now everybody's standing up. So in order for you to be different in the heavyweight division and not be a Derek Lewis or a Tai Tuivasa where you're just a big sack of rice, just, throwing, and the first one who gets his chin, you go down. It's not as technical, those kind of fights. So you got a guy like Alex Pereira compared to Tai Tuivasa, no skill whatsoever. Like it's day and night. Yet they're in the same division. So there's going to be a bit of a separation now in the heavyweight division, especially. But the lightweight, it's going to be interesting to see how this comes apart. I always like Paulo Costa. He's one of my favorites there.
You like him,
I think, yeah, I like him. He's an
good.
interesting fighter. He's ranked at 7th or 9th right now.
Mm-hmm.
He had a loss not too long ago, but I think he's on a little win streak right now, 1 or 2 fights in a row. Surprisingly, because no one really expected him at this age to really still be. He's kind of like that second. What do you call it? That resurgence, that that comeback, that second wind fighter. Where at his age,
he's 36.
Yeah, so he's like Israel Adesanya. When you get beat again, you come back for another run. Like it's a risk, man. Three losses, like you can't do that. It's gonna keep hurting. At 36, 37, gets another loss. Paulo Costa. What are you doing? You're kind of start hitting that age where you're gonna start putting your gloves middle of the ring. Got no choice, but. He's got a few good, interesting guys in the division that are going to keep him on his toes. It's going to be interesting.
All right, move on. Last topic.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Did Chimaev legitimately make weight, or does the UFC need stricter oversight and accountability to avoid these controversies in the future? UFC 328's weigh-in sparked major controversy after fans, including Strickland, accused Khamzat Chimaev of cheating while making weight on the scale. So let's cut through it. Do we actually believe what we saw, or is it time the UFC tightens up there's procedures so nobody has an excuse to cry foul? So I am not aware of what's happening. Maybe Pat, you can clarify what this cheating is.
Assets, the only thing I uploaded. I want to start off by showing this video so we can all see exactly what happened that day on the scale. And I got to say, Brian, I'm very impressed with the way you're saying his name. You're getting a lot better with Khamzat Chimaev.
I know. Huh?
You are really flowing through his name now.
Well, tonight you're really testing me.
You're really good. You programmed that name into your head very well. Well, you said it before. I was like, wow, you sound good.
I just want to show everybody my little notes over here. But in the beginning, I went to Google.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit!
And I got the phonics of it right. Khamzat Chimaev.
Chimaev.
That's what you need to do, eh?
Unfortunately, yes.
That's good. So yeah, there's this. Brian's gonna pull up this video now, but you're gonna see in this video it's Chimaev stepping up on the scale, and what happened is that the commission calls out the weight, but they call it out too quickly. He's gonna say 185.
Oh, while the thing's still
while the thing is still moving, and that's where people were like, "Hey, whoa! Why did they say 185 if we're still seeing that thing going up and down? Like it shouldn't. It's a manual scale. You give it time."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me rewind it here. All right, so this is the video showing that?
Yep.
Do we need volume maybe to make it?
Yeah. I think you had the volume on. He's gonna say it. He's gonna say "whoa," like in slow motion, so we can still see the scale moving. So no one's touching. It's still moving. It's going down. And it's still going up. And it's still going up. Yeah. And he steps off.
The official weight for Khamzat Chimaev. And with that, your UFC 328 main event is now official.
Bye-bye.
So yeah, that was a little controversy. Now, had this fight played out differently,
would have been a lot of.
Would it have been a lot of?
Was it cheated? It's
exactly. Now I don't know what happens in something like that. Like if let's say he would have won, like can they go back? And I guess they can't. There's no recourse. What's done is done. There's no records.
It's like in FIFA, the World Cup, and the handball goal, and then they win the thing. Can't really turn back time. It's like
you can't, huh? But I mean, if the guy didn't make weight, isn't it?
It's a null. They're saying it should be null.
Exactly.
Yeah, most likely.
I think it would have to be a null. But
what do you think they should like? Does this happen often? Is this like something that happens often, like a weigh in and they they hastily call the weigh-in before it's. Why don't they just go digital?
Call in.
Why is this guy doing?
Well, this is where the solution is. Like that's where we can get to, and just say digital. Now people say digital is not always accurate, or I'm not sure because of sensors that are involved, and they say the actual scale is the best way because it's a weight and it goes by gravity and etc. I like the digital because with digital, if it is accurate, you get it instantaneously, and why hide it? Why can't you just have it on screens everywhere in the room for the crowd to see, for the commission to see, for the fighters to see instantly? So we all see the number. We see 184.7. Cool. He made his weight. Oh, 185.2. Send him in the back. Let him go. He's still got 15 minutes. Like,
also, I think maybe not those cheap ones you buy at home for your in the bathroom, but I'm sure there's high quality digital weigh-ins that actually are precise. And
why are we still doing this like Dr. Seuss weigh scale? Like, come on, like get rid of this thing. I feel like I'm in the doctor's office in the 80s where checking my weight on this thing. It's like, come on, doc, do something about this.
Sure, it's precise enough. They use it on airplanes. Imagine dropping every luggage a lady. Because I'm sure it works. I'm sure the weighing. But yeah, that's actually pretty fucked up. And whose fault is it? It's not Chimaev's. It's that I guess that's some sort of ref or official that does the weigh-in, and like, who's to blame?
It's the commission. It's the New Jersey commission that was in the room that day. They should be calling it legitimately. Like I don't understand why they're calling out a score, a weight, and the scale hasn't finished moving.
But this commissioner works for the UFC, right?
No, it's the New Jersey commission. That's in the room.
Okay, so UFC has no control of.
No,
so I was
they
thinking,
bring in the New Jersey commission.
I was thinking Dana White was like, "Oh my god, I don't think he's gonna make well," and then he slips a note.
Then,
he slips a note to the guy, just make him.
Because then that's it. Then people would be like, "Well, if UFC is taking care of the weight and they're their own commission,
they can,
who's regulating this?"
Right,
and now
the
UFC just wants it in their pocket and be like, "No, Chimaev,
he made weight. He made weight.
Chimaev is the moneymaker. Shut the fuck up. Like he's gonna make his money if he wins. Like you're already planning the matches. Now you're basically being TKO, planning like you're doing for WWE. You're writing scripts for UFC if you're gonna be doing.
Also, maybe that's one reason. Maybe that why you can't go digital. You can hack the system and
that's it. Maybe it is that. I just think. I don't know. Should it be more clear for everyone? But it's not the first time, Brian. You said it. Is this the first time that someone?
Yeah, does this happen often? That's what I'm saying.
In this example, it's the first time that I've ever seen someone call the weight before the scale stops moving. What I've seen before is around the scale, people touching stuff. So Daniel Cormier, very famously, he had a towel in front of him. He asked for a towel to be put up so he could show up in boxers or underwear or whatever. Right. And what he did was he just, you see him in the video, and now people, like, we always talk about this video because no one ever called it out back then. He has his hands on the towel, so he's just holding the towel
next to the weight
in front of him. But you don't understand that lifting the towel, just like putting pressure, like let's say you want to, like the guys are holding the towel, it's up on a stand, it's already held for you. You just like
takes off weight, yeah, for sure.
A pound. That's all you need, right? We're talking grams. Like these guys are fighting for pounds, not 10 pounds, 20 pounds. They're not worried about like, I hope I made the 10 pound cut. No, they're like ounces away. They've been, it's all calculated. So that little towel trick,
right, yeah.
And it did work against DC's favor. I think DC cheated that day. Everyone says it. You see him grab the towel. It's clear as day. He says he didn't. John Jones says he did. Everyone said it. But it was close, and he was off by like he made weight that day, and that's what made it controversial. But a funny one that happened was not too long ago, about I want to say 4 months ago, and I forget the fighter's name because he's not there anymore. Got kicked out because he stepped on the scale, half his body, like just his toes. So were you weight off?
Yeah.
Played with the scale that way. And by doing that, apparently there was like a 7-pound jump or 9-pound jump, and where it was like, whoa, how are you like 7 pounds under what you were supposed to be all of a sudden?
Crazy.
Like you came in thinking you were just making weight, and now instead of being 185, let's say, you're 174 or something. You're like, what happened there? So then they realized that the guy clearly cheated. That's why, you know, the towel trick and everything, you have to be careful.
It'll
You
be
can't just
subtle.
but you have to be very subtle. But how do you calculate it? Not knowing everything's live. Guys calculate, he's checking you. Your hands have to be careful. It's very touchy. It's very shaky. And you see, comes out when he steps up on the scale. He was scared. I see it in his face.
He's nervous that he's not going to make the weigh-in.
You know when guys get up on that scale and they know their weight, you know what they're doing? Their hands are up. And they're showing off their muscles.
Right.
They show up in T-shirts. They have a T-shirt on their back because, like, I don't give a fuck about the 4 ounces or 8 ounces this shirt's carrying. I'll come up in jogging pants if I have to. I'll wear running shoes. A lot of them take off their shoes for the scale. But, like, if the guy knows his weight, now you don't want to be too under because now it comes to your disadvantage. That's why they like to teeter-totter right on that limit. But a guy knows when he gets up on the scale and if he made weight. Chimaev stepped on the scale. He's scared as shit. And notice that when he called the 185, I don't think the commissioner was done saying that sentence. He was already stepping off the scale.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm done.
I did it. Yeah.
And then I think people realized that he wasn't done and he had to step back on the scale to show that it was 185. And that's why he went back on. So I was like, Chimaev, yeah.
Sneaky.
You're good, you. You're good.
Larry David will give him the look.
But now my final point on this, to make this a little interesting, is that surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, this is not the first time that Chimaev has missed weight.
Oh, yeah.
So the reason why all these eyes were on Chimaev is because he's done this before.
He has a history.
He has a history that he shows up, and the last time that he did it, he was off by 8 pounds. It was 7.8 pounds, 7 pounds 8 ounces. That is a lot.
There's a lot.
That is
So what happened?
way
The
too
fight
much.
is just canceled. Like if you don't,
there's no call it
there's no fight.
there's no purse money. There's no
They
title,
still fight, but it just gets.
you lose your purse.
Oh,
You lose your purse money. So if you were
But the other guy doesn't get punished.
no, you
yeah.
get punished. You lose your purse. But you see, if he didn't care about the money and he just cared about his glory, he doesn't give a shit. So he still shows up smiling that day. He knew he was 8 pounds off. He didn't give a shit. So the fans took that at like, dude, what the fuck? You're not taking this seriously? So the next time you do this, you know that we're watching.
Mm-hmm.
So when this happened, everyone, including myself, was like, you fucking doing it again. Just getting up on the scale with his head down. I was like, you fucking rat. We know it's tough for you to come down because we know how big you are and you're coming down on a scale that you have to be 185. You're not fooling anybody. We know this. You've done this before. You've fucking cheated us already at 185. It was the same scale, the same fight.
What did George Bush say? Fool on me once.
Fool on me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. I'm just saying you won't fool me again. You're so dumb. It's so funny,
He was
man.
good. He was good.
All right, I think that's it for tonight.
Yep.
Thanks, guys, so much. Hey, pretty good. We hit 118. And 2 people are still watching. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Can't wait to break down more UFC moments with the team next episode. Until then, stay fired up and keep loving the fight. Have a good night.